Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce. It's Friday. Yay! Welcome to the show, March the 8th, 2019. Oh my, cheers to all of you out in TWB land. Yay! Let's mute Bruce over there. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing great. Beautiful sunny day here in Creston today. Unbelievable. Keep forgetting to mute all my devices. Gorgeous day in Creston. We're probably at 40 degrees. Yeah, melting going on, meltage everywhere. Finally, and supposed to continue. We might even hit 50 by next weekend. So a little mini warm up is on around here, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Going to Jennifer and I have decided we're going to Coeur d'Alene on Sunday. We're getting in the car, heading to Coeur d'Alene. Got to go down to Costco. I need new tires for my car, and can't put it off any longer. We want to take a drive down to LA and Phoenix, and with the tires we have on her, we don't dare go too far. So we're going to take a run for it to Coeur d'Alene, see if we can put new tires on the car down there, and get that one off the to-do list, one step at a time. Fantastic. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. Glad you're here. Traveling with Bruce here. If you've never been here before, love talking about cruise ships, cruise ship vacations, going on a holiday, all the news in the cruise world and developments and you name it. Love to share horror stories with people and and happy stories and everything else to do with cruising and holidaying. And so welcome one, welcome all. If you've never been here before, please sign in, say hi to me. Tell me, Bruce, I'm a first timer. Tell me where you're watching me from. What country are you watching me from? What's your town? What city? What's your high temperature? And what's the price of gas where you live? And did you get an ad before you started watching my show today? I'd love to know that. You'll note that you'll see all these comments coming in here as I speak away. My regulars are talking to each other, and they'll welcome you into the fold if you say hi, and they all automatically usually tell me what the temperature is and what gas is like. We always love to compare because sometimes it's shocking, the price of gas from one end of the U.S. to the other, or Canada. It's unbelievable. Our European friends, oh man, do you pay for gas? My goodness. And then the difference between unleaded gas and diesel. Oh man, that's crazy. Just insane. Anyway, there you go. I got a bit of news to talk about today. I wanted to bring up a few topics, things that I've been following here today. I did a video about 2 hours ago or so that caught my eye, a story that caught my eye. Hope you've seen it. If you haven't, check it out after the show or whatever. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you do like it. The story is about a court in Florida awarding a judgment to plaintiffs against Royal Caribbean. I'll get to that story in just a minute. I'll give you two other stories first, and I'll finish with that one. We'll talk about that video and that story for the rest of the show, because I think that one is going to catch your attention. So the first story I have for you, the first bit of news regarding the cruise world, is it actually has to do with Royal Caribbean as well. The CEO, the one of the top guys, fellow by the name of Michael Bailey, was in the Bahamas the other day and was interviewed by the local media there. And the story I'm going to cover is the fact that he was talking about the new port, the brand new facility that's going to be built in Nassau. Because as we have talked about a lot on this show, and I've made a video or two about ports, cruise ports that are a little more dangerous than others. I've been talking about the Bahamas having been, ranked pretty high on the danger category as far as cruise ship passengers go. The U.S. government just reinstated a level 2 travel advisory to the Bahamas, but they're really concentrating on Nassau. The Canadian government has issued a travel advisory to Canadian travelers, specifically and particularly cruise ship passengers coming off the cruise ship in downtown Nassau. Once you get through the gates and once you're into the streets, you're on your own. And I've had a lot of comments to me with regard to the video I made about the 10 most dangerous cruise ports in the world. And a lot of people are not happy with my ranking of the Bahamas #1. But a lot of people confirmed what I have been talking about with regard to the overall experience of going to Nassau. There's a lot of levels of discomfort going to to downtown Nassau. Some are only as slight as just having people try to hustle you all the time, or the cab drivers being aggressive, or merchants trying to sell you something and then being disappointed when you don't buy anything, to more serious and then very serious. And I cover the whole range. Anyway, I bring that up because the CEO of Royal Caribbean was asked about the plans by Global Port Holdings and the Bahamian government to redevelop Nassau, the port in downtown Nassau. It's a $250 million build out. Global Port Holdings will do the construction. They're going to operate the port. They're going to get a 25-year concession from the government of the Bahamas. They will own 49% of the infrastructure that they're putting up, including a building, an amphitheater, a outdoor movie theater. They're going to of course split revenues with the government and all that sort of thing. The Bahamian government will own 49%, and then there's an organization that is a youth sport organization of some kind that the government has pledged will own 2% of the entity as well. The government of the Bahamas is insisting to its people, it's emphasizing as much as it possibly can. This is not a sellout of the port of the Nassau to anyone. It is still government, people owned, but that someone has to operate it, and they've chosen Global Ports Holdings to do it over two other companies that tried to get the deal, one of which was a consortium of cruise lines. It was Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian. They were teaming up. I'm sure even Disney might have been involved. They were putting together their own global, or their own, let's say, port operation company to bid on the contract to develop downtown Nassau's port facility so it would work for the cruise lines. In other words, guys, if you give us the concession, you think we're motivated? We're going to put hundreds of our millions of dollars into this project to bring our ships to your country, to your city of Nassau. You know we're going to do it right because we have billions of dollars of cruise ships that we're bringing in here. You know we're going to do it right. But the government said no, they were not going to pick the consortium. A lot of the public, members of the public, interestingly enough, also didn't want the cruise ship consortium to get the contract. They wanted it to go to Global Ports Holdings, instead being a port operator and not a cruise line. So, okay, the government made that move. Global Ports now is going to sink $250 million in cash over 2 years or so to build it out. Well, I was wondering how this is all going to work. So they asked the CEO, what do you think of that? Can you work with these guys? He said, yes, we can. We already work with Global Ports Holdings elsewhere. They operate 15 other ports around the world. They're expanding, and we already interact with them at other ports. We don't think we're going to have a problem working with them at all. We just felt that we felt we had a pretty good offer to make to the government of the Bahamas, but it was their choice which direction they want to go. Now, of course, as a side note, a lot of you folks know, and some of you might not if you're new to cruising, that the cruise lines I've discussed already, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Disney, MSC, they all already have and operate private port facilities that they run in the Bahamas, in Haiti, in Tortola, Dominican Republic, even I think Belize maybe. They operate a number of private resorts now, even Virgin Voyages, which is coming out with their new cruise ship next year, Richard Branson's new line, not Richard Branson's new line. They too will have a private resort in Bimini in Bahamas that they're going to operate and offer to their customers. So the cruise lines know what they're doing. They know how to build a pier and a dock and all that stuff. But the government of the Bahamas wants a major commitment to downtown Nassau. So I was looking at some statistics. Forgive me, I've got to put my glasses on here, but I was looking at some stats because that's the kind of guy I am. I like to kind of get into the meat of the matter. And I was reading up on this, trying to figure out just how this deal is going to come down, because you got a private company here that's going to only own 49% of the interest of the entire project. They got to get their $250 million back, and it's a 25-year deal. So average $10 million a year has to come back to this company. Now, you can't just operate a port and take the first 10 million off the top that comes in and say, okay, well, we'll do that for 25 years and everybody be happy, because Global Ports Holdings is going to have operating expenses to run the port. They're going to have their staff in there. So they got to get their money back. They also have to make something called a profit on the deal. After all, they did bid on it to make a profit on this arrangement. So how much money a year will they have to pull out to be able to net out a profit and recoup at least 10 million a year and keep the port maintained in the meantime? Because a $250 million build out is probably going to run 15 million a year to maintain and keep up to that high standard. So at 15 million plus the 10 million plus operating costs plus profit, you can quickly figure out we're talking 50, 60 million a year that Global Ports Holdings needs to get out of this deal to make it pay, to make it even pay for these guys. Well, what do the people of the Bahamas get out of the deal? How much are they getting? So let me share something with you that I uncovered today. I found out today that Global Ports Holdings said that apart from building an outdoor amphitheater that can hold 10,000 people, an outdoor movie theater, and a port building, a brand new building for originating cruises and what have you, they're also not going to allow large international retailers into the new developed port facility. They're going to reserve the retail space for Bahamian businesses, because this has been another big kerfuffle in the Bahamas. The locals are going, yeah, you sell out to one of these guys and they're going to bring in all the big national chains and all the mom and pop shops in Nassau. We're gone. We're done for. No, they say we won't bring in international retailers. We'll also offer $5 million in micro loans for small business operators who can also participate in this project with us. In other words, mom and pop jewelry shop, mom and pop T-shirt shop, mom and pop whatever liquor sellers or what have you want, have you duty-free shops, they're all going to be able to borrow dollars to build out what they need to build out, because they're going to all have to have new shops inside this new facility. There's a whole bunch of new real estate being created to do it. They're adding two additional docks. In other words, they're going to allow two additional cruise ships a day will be able to come into Nassau. So instead of like 4, there'll be 6 or 5, it'll be 7 a day, which drives up traffic, of course, that's the point. And we're talking a 7-day-a-week operation here. We're not talking about just 4 or 5 days a week now. We're talking every day. They're going to try to bring in cruise ships like crazy. They're going to need to, because here's the thing. Right now, cruise lines are paying the Bahamas $18 a passenger for a fee to bring them in, plus a $4 per passenger docking fee. So let's add it up. It's $22 a passenger coming in right now. And if they're bringing in 2 million passengers a year, they're hauling in 44 million a year. If they're bringing in 3 million passengers, it's 66 million a year. I say to you that they're going to have to bring in at least 3 million passengers a year to make this deal work out, because under the new numbers and the amount of money that's being put up by Global Port Holdings, Global Port Holdings is going to need, I can imagine, 50 to 60 million a year just to make it work for them. The government of the Bahamas will get what's over that. They're going to have to work a deal. And to me, I think the way the government of the Bahamas is thinking is they're gazing over at Cuba over here. They've noticed what's happened in Cuba in the last 2 years. Cuba has hired Global Ports Holdings to develop their port in Havana. Surprise, surprise. And Global Ports Holdings is assisting the government of Cuba in collecting a $75 per passenger dockage fee. Now, I will be fair to everyone involved here. There's no question about it. Cuba is a whole different scenario than the Bahamas, number one. Number two, the $75, I would imagine that 50 of that is going to the Cuban government, and it is foreign currency coming into the government of Cuba. I totally get it. I totally understand it. I know why they're doing it. They have to do it. And Global Ports Holdings will develop out the port in Havana, and they will work a split between the two on this money going forward. But Havana, the government of Cuba, is utilizing tourists coming into their country to raise foreign exchange. They've been doing it for decades because up until a few years ago, Americans could not travel to Cuba officially. If any American did travel to Cuba in the past, their passport would not have been stamped by the Cuban authorities, because if it were, the American coming back would be in big trouble with the State Department. So Americans used to visit Cuba in the 90s and the 2000s without getting their passports stamped, but handfuls compared to now. Now we have Americans coming in by the shipload, literally. And Cuba wants larger ships to be able to dock in downtown Havana with these new port facilities, and that will happen. But Cuba has for decades, since the 60s, they've been operating beachfront resorts, all-inclusive beachfront resorts for European, Canadian, and Latin American and Southern American travelers who would come into Cuba, land at an airport, either Havana or closer to the beach areas, and they would hang out for a week or two, all-inclusive, alcohol, everything included, just like Americans have enjoyed in the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Mexico, and so on. Canadians have for decades enjoyed Cuban resorts through the lean years in the 70s when they were really basic, they were really primitive, into the 80s when they got a little more westernized. Canadian developers and European developers helped the Cubans design world-class facilities. And as the years have gone by, it's gotten better because all the suites now have air conditioning, not just fans anymore. And the food has improved. Food was always a problem in Cuba. It was always a substandard thing. And now there are bona fide 4- and some 5-star type resorts that are being operated in Cuba. So Cuba has been bringing in foreign currency from tourists for decades. Now they want to really generate the money from cruise ship passengers. All right, now back to my friends in the Bahamas. The government of the Bahamas is looking over here at Cuba going, well, geez, there's a new kid in town. We got a new kid in town. We used to be the Americans' choice for cruising. I mean, Royal Caribbean comes to Bermuda more than any other country in the Caribbean. I mean, Bahamas gets so much business from Royal Caribbean, I should say. The Bahamas is saying, well, we gotta step up and keep our fair share of this business. And the way they've been doing it is they've been offering up the private islands and the private resorts to say to Royal Caribbean and others, build your own facilities and hire our Bahamians who are more than happy to work here. You'll find them hardworking people. They'll show up on time. They'll treat your clients perfectly, and we'll all make money together. And so the symbiotic relationship has been going on for decades and will continue to do so. So now here we are with the new deal, and the Bahamian government is looking at Havana going, those guys are getting $75 a head. How much more can we get than the 22 we're getting now? And that's what's happening. Those are the wheels that have been spinning everywhere. They've been spinning in the government offices. They've been spinning in the opposition members' offices in the Bahamas. They're wondering what these government guys are trying to do. The cruise lines are wondering what kind of a hit are they talking about. And of course, we as tourists, we want to know what are we going to get hit for if we take a trip that takes us to Nassau. Well, Global Port Holdings is saying to the government of the Bahamas, you want us to build out a $250 million facility, we'll do it. And we'll build a facility that will get people off the ships. I mean, we will build out the port of downtown Nassau where they will want to come off the ships, and they'll walk through here. It'll all be secured. It'll be blocked off from the crime-ridden area of Nassau. There's going to be some nice areas to hang out at here. We've got some nice shops. We'll have some nice restaurants, have some bars. We'll have some entertainment. We'll have that amphitheater going with entertainment like crazy. We'll have concerts over there. We'll have the movie thing going. Lots to do. Kids will have stuff to do, all kinds of stuff. But they're saying to the government of the Bahamas, you're going to have to charge more than $22 because $22 a head isn't going to cut the mustard with this deal. We're going to need substantially more on both our sides to make this work for us. And that is where we are all waiting for the other shoe to drop. The first shoe dropped. It's going to be beautiful. It's $250 million. It's going to be great. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Here's how much it's going to cost you. We're going to find out what the toll charge is going to be. And then we'll take it from there because I got to tell you, there are other countries in the Caribbean that charge an awful lot less than $22. They don't even charge that. There are countries that are charging under $10 a head, under $5 a head to get cruise lines to please come to our island. And we don't have the problem that Nassau has, by the by. We don't have those problems. So come on over here and really enjoy yourself and get a real cultural experience. And you're going to love it. Your passengers are going to love intermingling with our residents, because we have residents that don't walk around with weapons. we don't rob people. We have a good time here, and we welcome tourists to come in for the day, because we know how our bread is buttered around here. So there's a huge tug of war going on all over the Caribbean for the business. The cruise lines are doing what they're supposed to do. They're looking to make a buck. That's what they're supposed to do. You think they're there for us? They're not there for us. They're there to make money for their shareholders. And they're going to go where the business is the best and where they know they can sell out that ship every time they offer this itinerary to these specific spots. And they figured out Coco Key, Castaway Key, Princess Key, Great Stirrup Key. These sell. These really sell. Labadee and Haiti, it sells. San Juan, yep. San Juan is popular. It's okay. Grand Cayman, yeah, very popular. Nassau, not so much. And so Nassau is going to have its game stepped up, and we'll find out how that works out. So there's the first story of the day. I thought that would be my most interesting story of the day. When I got up this morning at 6 a.m., by 7:30, I had that story going. Oh, I got something to talk about. This is great. I'm already writing out my notes. And then this morning at around 9 o'clock, boom, come up with the second story of the day. And that story has to do with a company called the Genting Group. Genting, Genting, the Genting Group. Well, they're out of Malaysia, out of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. They operate cruise ships. They operate a couple of cruise lines. They operate Star Cruises, Crystal Cruises, and Dream Cruises. Genting is a very interesting corporation. They also own a lot of hotels. They operate casinos. They're big, really multi-billion-dollar big. Genting, at one time, was the largest single shareholder and operator of Norwegian cruise lines, going back to the 90s. Unfortunately, Genting, when they had control of that company, things weren't going too well. No, Norwegian wasn't doing too well. Genting poured some money into Norwegian, but Genting realized they needed a lot more money and expertise to save Norwegian from bankruptcy, because Norwegian was not doing well. They brought in the Apollo Group, the Apollo Investment Group. It's kind of a private hedge fund. Apollo sunk billions into Norwegian and transformed the company, brought in management, brought in all kinds of systems to operate a real bona fide large cruise line, and then took the company public. They organized that, and they did a bunch of bank financings and bond offerings. And slowly but surely, Genting and Apollo took their money off the table. They got their money out of the business. And then when they took the company public, they eventually exited out of Norwegian on, I think earlier, like back in 2018, just last year. They finally managed to pretty well sell out completely. I know Genting is completely out. Genting got all their dough out and a lot of profit. Apollo, the same thing. They did very well with this investment. And look at Norwegian today. Profitable company, lots of ships, and has its followers, has its core followers. It's in a lot better shape than it used to be, because at one time, Norwegian was literally weeks away from insolvency back in the 90s. It was very close. They survived 2008. They've expanded, picking up Oceania and Region 7 Seas. And so Norwegian is another company. So Genting, that's a bit of history on Genting from Malaysia. Now, Genting also, this is brilliant, I think, this brilliant move. They took the money that they got from Norwegian, that Norwegian money, when they got it back, they took that cash and other cash that they had and the ability to borrow a lot of cash. They saw an opportunity. They bought the shipyard in Germany that builds the cruise ships indoors, that giant warehouse, that giant facility where just the Spectrum of the Seas was just brought out last week. That particular place, we've all seen photos of this place where these giant cruise ships get pulled out of this indoor facility. That is, I think, in Paffenberg, Germany. If I again, I'm mispronouncing it. You know, I can't do that, right? Genting owns it. They own the whole thing. Genting has first dibs on whenever they want to build a ship. Their ships get built first. Everyone else has to wait in line. Now, Genting builds all of Norwegian's ships. Surprise, surprise. Genting has contracts with Norwegian to build the ship because they used to own Norwegian. They build ships for Royal Caribbean and for all the other lines. So now our friends at Genting, they've been building ships for Crystal Cruises, Star Cruises, and Dream Cruises. They built 2 large cruise ships for Dream Cruises, both about $1 billion a piece. They're about approximately 33 to 3,400 passengers at double occupancy. So if you put in kids, you might get that up to 4,500 people. 2,000 crew, which is quite a high number. The ships are 1,100 feet long, 125 feet wide, and they're 151,000 tons. So they're in the top 15 in size overall global. These are 2 huge ships. And I read something shocking today. I had to give you this background to set this story up for you guys, because when I read it, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe the story. Dale, thank you, Dale. They've just announced one-day cruises between Hong Kong and Zhengzhou in China. And I'm looking at this going, those 2 cities aren't very far apart from each other. They're kind of nearby each other. I went to the old Google Maps and I popped up Hong Kong and looked at the map and zoomed out to see where Zhengzhou is. I don't even think it's 100 miles away. I think Zhengzhou is like 100 kilometers away. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Brittany and Brittany and who else was that? Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Brittany and Dale. These 2 cities are like within 100 kilometers apart from each other, and they're announcing one-day sailings on the weekends between these 2 cities on $1 billion cruise ship. I'm thinking, have you guys lost your minds? What are you thinking here? What is this? What does this say? Because I'm trying to read between the lines. Like, why would you do that, and what does this mean? Here's the deal. The price of the cruise for a person is, I converted it to American dollars. It's approximately 75 American for a one-night sailing from one city to the other. Friday night, you leave Friday from Zhengzhou and you get to Hong Kong Saturday. You leave Hong Kong Sunday back to Zhengzhou for Monday morning. I think that's how this works. $75 for a one-way trip. Plus you get a $15 onboard spending credit. Like they too are into spending credits. So you get a ship credit of $15 for each person that takes this deal. And they are trying to put a positive spin on it, which is what every business would do. Any business would do this. The positive spin is we want to introduce the Chinese market to the wonderment of cruising. We want to show the Chinese nationals just how great it is to be on a cruise ship. So come on down to Zhengzhou on Friday, get on a cruise ship, have Friday night on the ship and get off the ship on Saturday. Go to hang out in Hong Kong for Saturday night, all day Saturday night. And then on Sunday in the afternoon, come on the ship and we'll take you back home. And Monday morning, you get off the ship and off you go. What a great weekend. So $75 one way, $75 the other way. You get a $15 credit each direction. You've enjoyed all the amenities of the ship. It's 20 stories tall. It's got 17 restaurants and bars. It has casinos everywhere. It's got the spa. It's got all the amenities. It's got everything. This ship has a submarine for 4 people on board. It has 2 crew members plus 4 passengers at a time. I think they have 2 of these things to take people on submarine rides. This ship has got a lot of features. And I'm thinking to myself, does this make any sense? $1 billion ship. Why would you run a $1 billion ship for a one-nighter for only $75, which you're only getting $60? How much can you clear? I mean, come on. How much can you can't make $75 a person on a $60 net incomes. I mean, how much are you going to make? Plus, if you're selling through travel agents, they're getting a commission. They're not getting much of a commission because, 10% of $75, how much you're handing out, I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking something is up, and I think what it is you have to understand something. Hong Kong has 7 odd million people in its general metropolitan area. 7 million. Zhengzhou, I think, has 20 million. Like, it is humongously humongous. All right, it's just another. But in China, it's just another place. All right, but it's big. The Hong Kong International Airport One of the busiest in the world. Probably 100 million passengers a year come through there. That's 2 million a week. And Zhangzhou, probably 50 million at their airport. That's a busy place too. Don't forget, Macau is nearby Hong Kong. That's the Las Vegas of the Asian area. I mean, gazillions of people go there with a lot of dough. I'm asking myself, come on, you got a cruise ship that can handle 33 to 3,400 people, and you have to introduce cruising to the masses? What's wrong with this picture? There's something wrong. How can you not? How can't you possibly fill a 3,300 passenger cruise ship that is made for the China market? All those folks there who are living in that region and that come and go through there, they're all used to the food, the lingo. I mean, they're all from there. The ship is for that market. So you don't have to introduce it's not like we're taking an American cruise ship and bringing it into downtown Hong Kong and trying to tell you what the signage means. No. It's all in Chinese. There's English signage as well. So that isn't it. How come you need to do one-night intro cruises to get people to understand that they go on a cruise ship with 27 million people between the two cities and 150 million people flying in and out of there? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Why aren't these guys, the Genting people, why are they not targeting us in North America to say, hey, North Americans, how about a 2-week vacation in Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhangzhou, and what have you? We'll sell you a package deal with so-and-so airlines, Cathay Pacific or China Eastern or United, or pick a dozen airlines. Direct flights from the US and Canada and North America right over to Hong Kong. There's all kinds of flights now. Land in Hong Kong, spend a couple of nights in a hotel, which will be nice. Genting runs hotels. Do some sightseeing here, get on a cruise ship for a week or 10 days. And at the end of your cruise, you've got a couple of more nights here in Hong Kong or maybe in Macau. You can gamble there a little bit. And then you fly home on your ticket. We'll sell you a package deal. It's all inclusive. It's your airfare, your transfers, your hotel, the cruise, resort stay at Macau. We'll probably even be able to give you some free play at Macau. Probably give you $100, $200 of free play on the slot machines. Help yourselves out. Enjoy yourselves. We'll give you cabin credits on the ship and enjoy a 2-week wonder vacation, a bucket list vacation here. I don't know why they don't do that. I bet you they could sell half the ship every week doing that because it's warm weather all the time. It's exotic. It's a bucket list location for so many people around the world. They're offering 1-day cruises between two cities on a $1 billion cruise ship. I don't get it. Can you imagine the Symphony of the Seas? The Symphony of the Seas running a 1-day cruise between Miami and Nassau every day? That's not happening. Or Miami to Tampa and back. Forget the Jones Act. Let's ignore that for a minute. You got to be kidding me. I'm befuddled by it. I'm stumped by it. It's telling me that they're having trouble filling that ship. I don't understand how why don't you just run ads on television and just show off how great it is and have testimonials from, fellow Chinese nationals of how wonderful it is. Put some Chinese celebrities in your commercials. It's what we do here. We use North American celebrities to sell us stuff. Why don't you do? Come on. So I am stumped at that. I thought that was going to be my lead story of the day. It's actually only my number 2 story. It's actually in second place, no matter which direction you go. The number 1 story of the day is the video I made today. Royal Caribbean ordered by a court in Florida to pay $3.3 million in damages to a family because a 70-year-old male passed away on an Alaskan cruise on the Royal Caribbean cruise line because of mistakes made by the doctor. The story goes that the defense, or not the defense, the suing party, the family's lawyers, were able to convince the jury that the 70-year-old male came to the medical facility had what they called a cardiac incident, and the doctor, after making a number of mistakes, turned the incident into a fatal heart attack, and this gentleman died. And they convinced the jury that the doctor was incompetent, unable, untrained to be able to do what he was doing, made a number of fatal moves. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what these were. And the jury went along with it and said, yeah, you're right. The doctor screwed this one up. This gentleman should not have had a major heart attack and died. The jury awarded $34,390 to the family for medical expenses that they were charged. And they also were awarded $4.8 million in pain and suffering and loss of companionship damages. But the jury found that the cruise line was 70% liable for this amount overall. So the final number was $3,380,000 approximately coming to the family. Now, believe me, the cruise line will appeal this ruling. This is we're nowhere near done. This is only the first salvo. It'll go to appeal. It'll then go to appeal again. Who knows how far this thing goes? This could go on for 5 or 10 more years. I don't know how long ago this took place, but I looked at this story and I thought, well, here's a story I know my viewers would be interested in following, because this is one of a number of legal cases that are making their way through the courts in Florida. And there was a story only 2 weeks ago that I touched on briefly on one of my live shows, where the case of an Illinois husband and wife from Illinois were on a Holland America cruise, having just left either Miami or Port Canaveral. The ship was out onto the ocean a few hours. It was dinner time on the first night of the cruise. They already done the muster drill and all of that, the sail away party. They were out at dinner, and the wife all of a sudden had seizures and collapsed at the table. They immediately called the medical staff, got her down to the medical room, and she had a stroke. And the doctor was attending to her, and he felt, we've got to get her to a hospital that can deal with a stroke patient, because the first 3 hours or so after a stroke are the most critical, the golden hours they call them. And they wanted to get her to a facility that could handle a stroke victim to minimize brain damage and everything else. Inexplicably, the captain and the doctor and whoever else was in charge of this decision, they did not call the U.S. Coast Guard. The story was that the ship was barely out of Miami. Was it in international waters? I don't know. But the decision was made that the ship would go forward rather than go backward towards Miami. A U.S. Coast Guard chopper could have come out, can go 240 miles. The ship was well within that. But the decision was made to take the ship to the Bahamas instead, and they brought the ship close enough to a community that had a medical facility. The problem was, when they got the patient there to this particular facility, they then realized this facility cannot handle stroke patients like she needed, the attention that she needed now. They don't have the equipment, they don't have the doctors. And so now they had to figure out how to fly her back to the U.S. And the airport was closed for the next 7 hours. There was no one coming in, coming out. It took 9 hours to get her off that island and get her to Miami. By the time they got her to an emergency room, the hours had passed. It was too late to make any meaningful treatment to recover her, help her recover fully. And this patient now, she is forever severely brain damaged, physically unable to look after herself, and she will now, for the rest of her life, basically be in a care facility and being tended to 24/7. It's a sad story, and it's unfortunate. Well, this is now in the courts. This is going to the courts because the Illinois the husband from Illinois, he is fighting for his wife's care. He feels that the cruise line let them down, that they could have called the U.S. Coast Guard, the helicopter could have winched her up and just flown her within 20 minutes to Miami. It would have taken maybe an hour and 20 minutes, the whole round trip, hour and a half. Could have got from there to the ship, back to over to the hospital. She would have been in the care of experts in the USA. and the outcome could have been, and statistically says, a lot better. But this one is in the courts, as are a number of others, and which begs the question, what should cruise lines be doing with respect to medical care on board their ships? Because unlike a resort hotel, say in Cancun or in Dominican Republic, or a swanky 5-star resort in Miami, for example. By the way, cheers everybody. Unlike these kinds of resorts, on mainland, you have a heart attack or a stroke in a Miami hotel, they get on the blower and call 911, and the paramedics arrive right away, and they've got treatment available right on the spot. They can then get that person in an ambulance right to a hospital, call ahead and tell the team we've got this exact situation coming, and in the emergency room there are a team of specialists waiting to treat this stroke victim or heart attack victim or whatever the issue is right on the spot. So a hotel is not going to be liable for not having a doctor in the facility. But with a cruise ship, different. You're surrounded by water, 360 degrees. You might be 100 miles out in the ocean with nothing around you but water. You're going to have a medical professional on board to at least tend to certain conditions and injuries. The question is, how far do you go? As a cruise line, you are selling cruises knowingly to people in their 50s and 60s, like me, 70s, 80s, older. These folks are going on your ships. They're coming on board with preconditions. In many, many cases, some of these preconditions are heart transplant, triple bypass, quadruple bypass people, high blood pressure sufferers, cholesterol sufferers. It just goes on and on and on. The older they get, the more conditions they are dealing with. And cruise lines are advertising to this demographic to come on aboard and have a great old time on our cruise ship. Bring your grandchildren with you and your kids with you and have a great time. How far does a cruise line have to go to ensure medical performance? What is the responsibility of a cruise line? And I bring up the question every couple of weeks. I ask you folks, don't you think it would be a good idea for the cruise lines to, in effect, mandatorily offer and include in every fare an insurance policy, a medical insurance policy for medical evac insurance, treatment on board, treatment on land, interruption insurance, the whole deal, bought, already paid for in your fare. It's already buried in there, and it covers you for up to $1 million. I mean, it'll cover the family, the victim, but it could also cover the cruise line if they have in that policy insurance for them, for the cruise line, so that if the victim does, a patient does pass away and there's a suit in court, the cruise line has protection against being sued, against any judgments. I keep bringing this one up and asking, why wouldn't they do that? To me, this just makes good business sense. The insurance companies, I think, would be lined up. Dozens of them would be lined up at the door, willing to offer policies to cruise lines if every passenger is going to have it. The volume of business that we're talking about, 30 million passengers this year, all having mandatory travel and health insurance. What insurance company wouldn't want a piece of that action? They'd all want a piece of that action because it would work. You would have 30 million policies out there. You'd have a handful of them that would actually have, come to a collection scenario, or there would be, several thousand or 10,000 or 50,000, 100,000 a year, whatever the number of cruise cancellations, engine problems, medical issues, somebody sprained their ankle, somebody broke their arm, and somebody has an appendicitis attack and had to go to a hospital in Cancun. It just goes on and on and on. There's enough insurance money to cover all that. Everyone's covered. Every passenger would have the peace of mind knowing if something happens to me on board this cruise, I'm covered. My family's covered. We won't lose the house. We're covered. It's not being done. It's not being done. And there are lawyers getting rich defending cruise lines and acting on behalf of plaintiffs. And there are people going bankrupt because they lose these cases. Not everybody wins. And there are patients out there who are getting shoddy treatment or not the right kind of treatment that could be getting world-class healthcare instead of what they're getting now. I mean, it just adds up to me to be a win-win-win for everyone. Yeah, it'll cost you more, but it's not going to run you a lot because you got 30 million people paying into the deal. The volume of cash that's available for this arrangement would be mind-numbing, and it would be a small percentage of what you and I have to pay individually for travel insurance that we're paying now. How many of you out there are paying 100, 200, 250 bucks travel insurance to take a trip? On one trip, you're paying that kind of money. I would bet you that if 30 million people had insurance built into their fare, I bet you would run less than 20 bucks a person. That's $60 million, 600 million. $600 million of a pot of money that could be used to buy insurance for all those passengers. I don't think 600 million is paid out. I don't think it would be paid out. The insurance companies would make a fortune. But that's just this guy in Canada talking from his living. And what can I tell you? So there's my thoughts of the day. Those are my 3 topics of the day that I thought I'd throw at you today, get you something to think about, give you something to talk about. React to it. Do you like any of it? Don't. What are your thoughts? What do you think about this stuff? Let me know. Say hi to me from wherever you are in the world. I love it when you do that. Welcome all of my viewers from North America, from Europe, from the Caribbean, from Asia, from Australia, New Zealand. Welcome my Brazilians, my Canary Island viewer. Welcome all of you to Traveling with Bruce. So glad you're here to join me today. We're now at 17,746 subscribers. Whoa. We're going for 18,000. I don't know if we'll make it this weekend, but we're on the way to 18,000 subscribers. The channel is not even 19 months old. Fantastic. Let's see who's here. Say hi to everybody. I've missed the early messages. They've already disappeared into the ether. I'm already at 4:06 Eastern time to say hi to everybody here. If I got this right, I might even be wrong on that. It might be even later. Anyway, let's see who's here. I got Cool Jazz here. Hello, Cool Jazz. Paul Wilgus, how are you doing? Sheila is here. Who else is here? The messages are disappearing in front of me. Wendy Thompson, great lunch at Corky. She's saying Brittany is here. Hi, Bruce. Jim on the water, back from Western Caribbean cruise on SOTS. Solstice, I'm not sure which ship that is, or Symphony of the Seas. You're back from Symphony of the Seas, SOTS. Welcome, Jim on the water. Nurse Nancy, hi there again, Paul. Sorry to hear you're under the weather. We thought Tom had made you disappear. Glad to hear that Paul Willigus is back. I missed his messages. Welcome, Paul, back to the show. I'm glad you're alive. Tom didn't kill you. This is great. Linda Lou, don't we get dinner tonight, Sylvan? That old biddy. Hello from St. Louis, 44 degrees and sunny. Sheila, hi, Nurse Nancy. If I didn't say it before, Jim on the water, great ship and cruise. For Symphony of the Seas, fantastic. Jim Paul Willigus, there he is. Hello, Cool Jazz. Laugh out. No, it has taken time to recover from Tom throwing me off the cliff and said I hadn't won. Laughing is, you know what, off. It sounds like he had a great time. Welcome back, Paul. Cool Jazz. Wow, Wisconsin person awarded $3.38 million from Royal Caribbean. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Sheila. Roger Leonard, American Cruise Lines again, 38 wet degrees in the first state, Delaware, I believe. Paul Wilgus, hello, Sheila. Sheila's laughing. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce and everyone. Had a shapewear commercial today. Shapewear. 307 for regular gas at Arco and have sun finally out, but chilly 54 in Northern California today. Welcome back, Debbie from Chico, California. 307 for gas. It's coming down a little better. Linda Lou, Roger. Cool Jazz. I thought he did. I asked him yesterday. I knew it. Sheila, hope you are better, Paul. Nurse Nancy, thanks. He tried to get me. Roger Leonard, Lindy, how you be? Deb Guimet, Nurse Nancy, it is hard, at least for you, to have a B2B back-to-back cruise to look forward to. It is hard for those of us who don't have one of those. Nurse Nancy, I'm laughing out loud. Debbie actually bought that for the cruise. I liked it. Linda Lou, Debbie, my over-the-hill girlfriend. Cool Jazz, good to see you, buddy. Paul Wilgus, Sheila, thanks. Getting better slowly. Linda Lou, more than great. Roger, thanks so much. Sheila, feel better soon, Tom or Paul. Nurse Nancy, hi again there. Fatima, Linda Lou, we finally have some sun today too, Debbie. Cool Jazz, Paul Willis, I see you had a great time. Nurse Nancy, true Deb, cannot be too sad for myself. Paul Wolga, Cool Jazz, I really enjoyed myself. Roger Leonard, no sun in Delaware, just yucky. ×4, heading to our favorite watering hole shortly, where everyone knows my name. Leandro is here. Hi to all the TWB family. Today is a quiet day. No sun, 62 degrees. This is cold for the Canary Islands. Enjoy. Place some pictures of the Facebook. Leandro, thank you so much. You have put up a ton of photos on the Facebook group page for Traveling with Bruce. Any of you out there who want to see these photos, go to Facebook, enter on the search bar, Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's right there, and ask to join the Facebook group page for Traveling with Bruce. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator, and you will see photos. Leandro has been putting up of a whole bunch of his cruise ship holidays. Fantastic. Leandro, I cannot thank you enough. Love it. I love the photos of the Jade. I've been on the Jade. Fantastic, buddy. Cool Jazz, I'm trying to do the encore with him in 2020. Nurse Nancy, nice photos, Leandro. Linda Lou, cheers to you, Roger. Have one for me. Vivian, hey, just got back in here. Hi, Vivian. Linda Lou, hi, Viv. Cool Jazz, Roger, is Norm going to be there? Roger, Linda Lou, I will do better than that. Nurse Nancy, hi, Vivian. Vivian, hi, Linda Lou. Sheila, hi, Vivian. Linda Lou, oh, to Roger. Brittany, Nassau sounds pretty interesting, especially since they are not going to have international shops in the port area. Paul Wilgus, hello, Vivian. Linda Lou, take me with you, Roger. Vivian, hi, Nurse Nancy and Sheila. Leandro, hi, Nancy. There will come more. I'll have more photos. Roger Leonard, cool. Laughing out, we have a Norm and a mailman too. Sheila, oh, the sorrow in the Bahamas. Cool Jazz, I can imagine the chat at the bar. Terrence, Middleton, evening, Bruce and everybody. Hi, Terrence, how are you? Or Terrace is here, not Terrence. Terrace Middleton Baker. Hi, Terrace Middleton Baker. Welcome to the show. Glad you are here. Linda Lou, wow, fun. Roger, Brittany, I think I saw a temperature 77 degrees in Baton Rouge for today's high. Roger, Linda Lou, it's called JP's on the wharf. We won't be on the wharf tonight. Vivian, 77, wouldn't that be nice? Tom Henry, hi, everybody. Hi, Paul Lucas, feeling better. Leandro Bruce, the port of Havana is very poor. Tom Henry, 41 Fahrenheit and raining in Richmond, Virginia. Vivian, hi, Tom. Nice to see you back, Paul. Roger Leonard, hey, cool. It's not pretty some nights, but it's always fun around here. Linda Lou, hey, Tom. Now the Three Stooges are here. Paul, hello, Tom. I'm feeling better, but not anywhere near 100%. Sheila, hi, Tom Henry. Cool Jazz. Hello, the muscle. How are you? Tom Lebu, hi, Tom. Sheila, hi, Linda Lou. Sylvia Swan, 49 and raining again in Greensboro, North Carolina. No wisecracks about ducks or swans. Sick of this rain. Vivian, Paul, you've been proper poorly. I don't know what that means. Sylvia, hi, Paul. Glad you're feeling better. Linda Lou, hi, Roger. Roger Leonard, Paul, is that a bug you caught on the ship? Deb Gourmet, hi, Leandro. Have enjoyed your pictures. Paul Wilgus, hello, Sylvia. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Sylvia. Sylvia, hi, Cool Jazz. Linda Lou, hi, Sylvia. Kenneth Chow, American embargo on Cuba was the dumbest policy after the Soviets went to hell in 1991. Paul Wilgus, Roger Leonard. Probably because I really started feeling bad the day after. I started feeling bad the day after I got the ship. Jay Lang is here. Hi there, Bruce. Hi, everybody. Jay Lang, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Where are you watching me from? Welcome here. Fellow Canadian, where are you from, buddy? Sylvia, hi, Linda Lou. Cool Jazz. Hello, Sylvia. Do you need an ARC? Brittany, I'm not super interested in going to Cuba. Much more interested in going to the Dominican Republic. I'm also very interested in going to Bermuda. Beautiful place, Bermuda. The Dominican Republic sounds pretty good too. Kenneth Chow, 90 miles from Key West. Jim on the water, 47, raining again, over 20 inches this year. Raining at over 20 inches of snow, I guess, this year. 219 for gas at Costco here in North Georgia mountains. That's a good price for gas. I wish I could pay that little. That's fantastic. Sheila, hi there, Jay Lang. Sylvia, hi, Tom. Roger, Paul, I'm sorry, those bugs can be nasty. Nurse Nancy, that crud is rough. I got the influenza last year off of our cruise. Paul Wilgus, hey, thanks, Roger. Sylvia, hi, Nurse Nancy. Jay Lang, Bruce, I'm a fellow Canadian. Sheila, me too, Nurse Nancy. Nurse Nancy, sorry to hear that, Sheila. Linda Lou, I just had a shingles shot and some reaction from it, fever and nausea. Brittany, I would love to shop in Nassau, but not anytime soon. Nurse Nancy, no fun, Linda Lou. Roger, Linda Lou, I think you did the right thing. Sheila, I want to cruise inexpensively. Leandro, I've been in Cuba in 2016. Their port facilities were very poor. An old warehouse, not transformed at all. John LeBou, shingles are no fun. Sheila, going to have to try Virgin. Linda Lou, but would rather have that than the shingles. Still need one more shot in 2 months. Cat Rose, 55, but feels like 57. Mostly cloudy. Ad of the day was Pluto TV. Cat Rose is in Sacramento, California. Thank you, Kat, for joining me. And Jay Lang, hi, Bruce. Linda Lou, shingles are so painful. True Janie Sue, hello, everybody. Overcast skies, low 70s today in West Texas. Welcome, True Janie. Sheila, I haven't even had the chicken pox. Found out 4 years ago. John LeBeau, yes, it is. Roger Leonard, Indy, really, Linda Lou, really, I didn't know it was more than one shot. Sheila, so sorry, John. Hi, Bruce. I love your channel, says Jay Lang. John LeBeau, Linda Lou, and that on my neck and had that on my neck and shoulder. Sheila, Bruce is the bomb. John LeBeau, thanks, Sheila. Paul Wilgus, Sheila, I never had them either, but my brothers and sister did. Linda Lou, this is non-synthetic kind. They say more effective, and it's a 2-shot series. Jay Lang, Sheila Buzzer, yeah, he is the bomb, I guess. Paul Wilson, hello, Bruce and everybody. I'm back to Amarillo, Texas, getting ready to get back on the road again until May the 7th. Right on, Paul. How you doing, pal? Hopefully your place will sell in Denver or in Colorado. Hopefully, think good thoughts for you. Linda Lou, oh, I feel for you. John, Tom Henry, I'm about over my sickness. I figure since I was sick last Wednesday, I must have spread it to Paul. Roger Leonard, Linda Lou, thank you. Didn't know. Kat Rose shudders about the thought of shingles. Deb Gourmet, hi, Paul Wilson. Linda Lou, welcome back, Trucker Paul. Sheila, my brothers and sisters did too. Nurse Nancy, that was sure generous of you, Tom, to give that to Paul. Cool Jazz, maybe both of you guys are sick of each other. There you go, Sheila. I did have that bad kind of measles that they didn't. Paul Wilgus laughing out loud. Cool. Dale McCree, what about Virgin Cruises? Now it's 18 and up cruise line. Yes, very exciting. I think they're going to do very well. I think their sales are going very well. You can already buy a cruise on the Scarlet Lady cruise ship. I think that ship will be sold out for its first year of cruising. 18 and older, and I think it's going to be a big hit. I really do, Dale. Welcome to the show, Dale. Kenneth Chow, NCL Spirit. Tom Henry, I heard Costco has raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. Way to go, Bruce. Bruce will pay the cost. Laugh out loud. Well, Costco, I think Costco's been paying $12 to $16 depending on where in the country you live for years. There are folks that make over $20 an hour at Costco depending on seniority. Costco pays well and doesn't have a union. They treat their people well. Kat Rose, I wish they would offer tours of it, says Kat Rose, whatever she's referring to. Sheila, laughing out loud, Cool Jazz. Linda Lou, yes, you're welcome, Roger. Live virus is 1 dose. Paul Wilson, hello, Deb. Dale McCree, thank you for sending me a $5 super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. What about Virgin Cruises 18 and up? And I agree, they're a winner, absolutely a winner for their cruise line. I think they're on the right track. Richard Branson has got a real cool deal happening there. They got their own private resort in Bimini, Bahamas. They're going to be doing overnights in Havana. They're going to be doing cruises over to Mexico. I think they're a winner, and I'm quite looking forward to their upcoming news releases and the launching of the ship and everything else. I just love to have them give me a shout and say, "Hey, Bruce, you want to come to the launch of the ship?" I'd love that. Love to get a tour of the ship when it's all dead and ready to go. Paul Wilgus, Sheila, I had the measles at the same time as my brothers did, but not my sister. Kenneth, Genting is the top cat in New York tri-state area for their casinos. See? Sheila, laughing out loud, Tom Henry. Roger Leonard, thanks, Lindy. It's on the to-do list. First comes the canal. Paul Wilgus, laughing out loud, Tom. Sheila, nice, Dale. Tom Henry, Cool Jazz, never Paul. Was great cruise company. Paul was great cruise company. Brittany sent me a buck. Thank you, Brittany, so much. Tom Henry, companion. Paul Wilson. Howdy, Tom Henry. Did you and Paul Wilgus get sick while you were on the cruise? Steve Berg. Hi, Bruce. Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Friday today. TGIF. Today's temperature 31 degrees. This is huge. This Minneapolis, 31 degrees. We're waiting for some snow Saturday and Sunday, looking like 8 to 12 to fall in Minnesota, 8 to 12 inches to come. Steve, but it's going to melt a lot faster if you're going to reach 31 or higher. That'd be great. Cool Jazz, I know he was. Both you guys are great. Jim on the water. Life had a bad reaction to Shingrix, but did the second dose anyway. Shingles are very, very bad. Kat Rose, Chinese government controls. Brittany Lockwood, you're welcome, Bruce. You deserve it. Thank you, Brittany. But Nurse Nancy, good to hear you two get along, Tom and Paul. Dale McCree, yes, Virgin Ships, sales 2020, booking now to Miami. Sheila, I think, the German measles, not sure of which kind. Just know I was sick about a month when I was about 4 or 5 years old. Paul Lucas, Paul Wilson, I started getting sick on my flight home. That's when it hit me. Albert Nokleby, again, Albert from Florianopolis, Brazil. MSCC View is here with us. Welcome, Albert, to the show from Brazil, as always. Glad to have you back, buddy. Jim in the water. Next cruise is Oasis in the Mediterranean. Right on, Jim. Jim from Evans, Georgia. Afternoon, Bruce. 72 degrees here in Evans, Georgia. Right on, Jim from Georgia. And Jim is going on. The other Jim on the water is going on the Oasis. This is great. The Jims have arrived. Cool Jazz. They have a roller coaster on that Dream Cruise. They almost look like NCL ships with the hull art. Sheila, some woman was hacking in the airplane when I got sick, Paul. But by the time I got home, bam, down I went. Deb Guimet, hi there, Albert. Cat Rose, wow. Tom Henry, I had the shingle shots too. First one must have been hit a nerve and froze my shoulder. Needs physical therapy. Oh man. Linda Lou, yes, canal is a priority. Roger. Paul Wilson, hello, Paul Lucas. So you got sick on your way home because your body and mind wanted to stay on vacation. That's what's happening here, Paul Lucas. Paul Wilson, exactly. That's it. It was the shock of not being on that ship anymore. That's what it was. Tom Henry, I'm blaming the water in the spa pool. I swam underwater Tuesday night and poof, started sneezing on Wednesday. Sheila, yes, Paul Wilson, always want to stay. Albert, hi, Deb. Linda Lou, my arm is so sore for a week, barely can lift it, Tom. I can barely lift it. Tom Henry, all Bruce's fault. That's what it is. Paul Wilson, welcome back home, Paul. And Tom Henry says, thanks. Roger Leonard, highs in the high 80s for the next 10 days in Panama. Hot, hot, hot. Fantastic. Tom Henry, glad the second S. Tom Henry, shot went better. Deb Guimet, Albert, are you on the cruise ship? Linda, this is the same. This was the same kind I had too, Jim. Albert, hi, Deb. Paul Willis, Tom Henry, there were a few people sneezing and coughing on the ship. So probably it just spread, but with all the extra vitamins and airborne, I shouldn't have gotten it, you know. Albert just arrived, Cat Rose, because Chinese tourists are known for behaving badly when outside of China. Paul Wilson, Paul Willis, weather getting warmer where you can put on your Speedo, stand along the interstate, and I'll take a picture for the TWB family. There we go, Paul. Roger Leonard, Paul, some bugs just don't honor your resistance. Henry Davis, all about gambling with Genting. Right on, Henry. Linda Lou, when do you leave? Roger. Kenneth Chow, mainlanders have the worst manners compared to the civilized Hong Kong and Taiwanese. Paul Wilson laughing out loud. Roger Leonard, a boat leaves LAX April the 5th, going out a few days early. Right on, Roger. Paul Wilgus, Roger Leonard, so true. I haven't been sick in years, but this one knocked me for a loop. Deb Guimet, Albert, sorry, I'm confused. Just arrived to get on the ship or just arrived in port? Linda Lou, is that on Princess? Tom Henry, I am at the pet store. Need to get a county license for Penny. The bad thing Cindy mentioned in the Facebook post was Penny bit a friend of Aunt Alma's, and we have 2 police citations. Heck, Penny has a rabies shot. Oh, tag. She has a rabies tag on her collar, and 1 citation is for no proof of rabies. She's got a tag on her collar. What the heck is that? Cat Rose. Oh, Debbie Manuel. Hi, Linda Lou. Hi, Nurse Nancy, Sylvia, Paul, Thomas. Dang, phone at work keeps ringing. Debbie, you got to arrange your life to not be at work when I'm on the air. Can't your employer understand that? I mean, you know, get your employer hooked on the show, and then you'll watch it together. And then, you see, maybe that, I don't know. Roger, Linda Lou, I believe Coral Princess. Tom Henry, I hate that. I hate when that happens, Debbie. Nurse Nancy, hi, Debbie. Paul Lucas, Tom Henry, same thing happened to my sister. All she had to do was prove the shots were current. Paul Lucas, hello, Debbie. Linda Lou, yes, you're right. Do you have room in the suitcase? Brittany, some countries and parts of the world may not believe in advertising of different things. This may even include cruises. That could be it. Cat Rose, or leave the, I don't know what that means. Paul Wilson, hello, Nurse Nancy. Hello, Brittany, says Paul Wilson. Sylvan, Tom, and that is why Lucy is never taken out for visitors to handle. This happens when you least expect it. Sorry about your troubles. Nurse Nancy, hi there, Paul Wilson and Cat Rose. Tom Henry, we never did the license. Never knew how to get one, and the vet does not seem to support the thing. So there you go. Roger Leonard, Linda Lou, sure, more the merrier. I'm not taking dress shoes. Cat Rose, with a stroke, you have to treat it immediately, says Cat Rose. Linda Lou, laugh out loud. That enough room then? Take a few dress shoes out. Can I get in your suitcase? Cat Rose, yep. Roger Leonard, Linda Lou, I'm wearing black robos with my suit. Time to go rogue. Linda Lou, what a surprise when I pop out. Roger Leonard, laughing out loud. Jim on the water. I also thought stroke requires a shot within hours. Cat Rose, it does. Linda Lou, styling Roger, way to go. Leandro, Royal Caribbean legal problem. It's compulsory to have P&L Club, which covers all damage or claims against ship and owners. So the issuancy will apply. Very interesting. By the way, cheers everyone from Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to Friday afternoon. It's now, well, Friday evening. It's 6:03 Eastern Time. Welcome everyone from the East. 4:03 where I am in Mountain Time. 3:03 California. Welcome everyone from California and everyone else around the world that's watching this show today. And thank you all. If you can spare me a thumbs up for this show, I would so appreciate it. I have 45 thumbs up so far today. And the more the merrier, I say, helps the channel get recognized by YouTube. Henry 407, hi everybody. Hi Henry 407, how you doing? Roger, good idea. Don't know if I have one. Linda Lou, I will bring you one. Deb, hi Henry 407. Roger Leonard, fair enough. Sheila, I just want it all. Brittany, cruise lines need to be way more proactive with getting passengers to the correct hospital. Travel insurance to be made mandatory for all passengers. Also, everyone should find out where their health insurance can and cannot be used. Linda Lou, I love a man in a suit. Leandro, Brittany, totally agree. Insurance should be compulsory. Brittany, let's all give Bruce a big thumbs up. Vivian, a birthday suit. Linda Lou, laugh out loud. Linda Lou's laughing too. Nurse Nancy, oh, she's laughing too. That's too funny. Jeff Race, totally agree with you on the insurance idea. Thank you, Jeff. Deb Guimet, not sure what she's doing. Roger Leonard, Vivian, laughing out loud. Vivian, oh, I have a wicked, you know what, sense of humor. Terrace Middleton, hi from Philadelphia. Terrace, that is fabulous. Welcome from the city of brotherly love to my show. Linda Lou, we never seem to be missing something to talk about. That's true. Deb, hi, Terrace Middleton. Sheila, thumbs ups, everybody. Linda Lou, Viv, I can't tell my secrets. Jeff Race, howdy from Texas. How you doing from Texas, Jeff? How's it going? Terrence, hi, Deb. Darius, Vivian, oh, go on, Linda Lou. No one is listening. Maurice Martins, appreciate you, Bruce. Thank you, Maurice. Randy Bender from Vancouver is here. Randy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show from Vancouver. Deb Gumet, not listening. Tori Young, hello. New to the channel. I'm a cruise junkie. Just got off the Liberty on Sunday. Oh, Tori, welcome back to the mainland. Hope you had a good time, and get ready for your next cruise sooner rather than later. Just hit 50 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Vivian, Deb, laughing out loud. Bill Musselman, hi, Bruce, New Jersey, 38. Gas is 235. Right on, Bill. You're above freezing. Maurice from Texas oil fields. Right on, buddy. Welcome, sir. Roger, oops, I'm out. The watering hole is coloring. Oh, it's all over. Randy Bender, TWB, texting with Bruce. Cat Rose, supposed to be maybe rain this weekend. Henry Davis, Claremont, California. 80 degrees in Claremont, $2.39 a gallon for gas. Nothing wrong with either of those numbers. That's pretty good, man. Thanks, Henry, for coming by here. Debbie Manuel, okay, Linda Lou, ready to choose where to book our next cruise. Cat Rose, color me jealous. Only ever done harbor cruises, and the one that goes a bit down the river here. BC, sunny, 7 degrees Celsius on the west coast. Gas, $1.42.9 a liter. Yikes. That's one of the places where it's more expensive for gas than here. Here, we're 124. There, it's 142. It's expensive gas. Deb Gomet, hi there. Tori Young, have a good cruise. John LeBeau, Alaskan cruise, anybody? Tori Young, Deb, I already went, thanks. It was so much fun. Camille, if helicopter and jet medevac made compulsory, still have something if extent of quality of the care on board ship. I'm assuming what Camille's trying to say. I hope what she's trying to say is get off the ship by a helicopter and get to the mainland, you'll get much better care. That's what I'm guessing. Randy Bender playing a Friday afternoon drinking game. Every time you say Linda Lau, I take a drink, laughing out loud. I'm getting hammered here. Linda Lou. Here we go. He's gone. Vivian, he's under the table. Randy, Linda Lou. Bill Musselman booked on voyage Virgin $2,000 for 2 people, 5 days. Not a bad deal. That's all inclusive. No tipping. No specialty restaurants, Wi-Fi included, soda included. That's not a bad deal. Yeah, new ship. Nurse Nancy, laughing out, Randy. That's a way to do it. Deb Gomet, Viv, you are bad. Laughing my ass off. Tom Henry, hi, I'm back. License in hand. Right on. Vivian, hey, Tom, well done. Wendy, plain sick. Wendy Thompson, send in Lucy to talk to them about Penny. Eric Gibbons, do you think Virgin will ever offer 7+ day cruises? 4 to 5 days is not enough for me. Eventually, they'll get their second ship, their third ship, their fourth ship, all kinds of itineraries to all kinds of places, all kinds of lengths. So yeah, just stand by. Don't worry. More news coming. Sheila, if you like Bruce, give him a big old thumbs up. So is what she's saying. I got 52 of them right now. Fantastic. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for the thumbs ups, you guys. Linda Lou, I'm looking for a deal, Debbie. Debbie, how much time do you have since you're a working gal? Sheila, right below his pick, says Sheila. Linda Lou, oops, how much? There you go. I've caught up to you guys. It only took me, what am I on the air for now? An hour and 8 minutes. Fantastic. 6:08. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thanks for the commentary on all this stuff. A lot of stuff to think about, a lot of stuff to talk about here. These 3 stories today, the Bahamas, Genting, offering 1-day cruises out of Hong Kong, and now Royal Caribbean with this settlement. And I don't think it's over. I think Royal Caribbean will appeal it, and it'll be in court for years. We'll have to see how that all plays out. We will find out. Linda Lou, oh, laugh out loud. Guess I'm talking too much. Don't want to put Randy under the table. Eric Lecavalier, good evening from Montreal, Bruce. Eric, how you been, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my show. Welcome back here from Montreal, a beautiful city filled with beautiful people in Montreal. Sheila, hi, Eric Lecavalier. That town has some of the best smoked meat sandwiches. The Montreal smoked meat sandwiches anywhere. Unbelievable. They also like hockey a lot. Randy, laughing out loud. Linda Lou. There's another drink going down. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be on tomorrow at 2 o'clock for my regular cruise show and trivia tomorrow afternoon. Some of you joined me last night for trivia. We had a pretty good time, don't you think, last night's show? We had a number of newbies show up yesterday as well. They had a great time. I can only ask those of you who do come to trivia, tell your friends about it. I would like to improve the numbers for trivia. I don't want to have to end it. I'd like to keep it going, but I have to have growth on that show as well as I have on this one here. But it was a good show last night. We had a lot of fun. Nurse Nancy, bye all for now. Thank you, Nurse Nancy. You take care. Linda Lou, oh, glad you're still able to type, Randy. Debbie, Emmanuel, Linda Lou, getting time off for vacation is easy. Just have to decide when, where to, and when. Randy Bender, I can't find the thumbs up button on my phone. Yeah, how does he do that? Does anybody know how he does he do a thumbs up on the phone? Anyone tell him? Linda Lou, bye, Nurse Nancy. Sheila, thanks, Bruce. Have a great night, good evening, a good morning, a day. Everyone have a great time. Thank you, Sheila. We will enjoy and take it easy, and I'll be looking forward to my show tomorrow. And then we're heading to Costco on Sunday. Looking forward to doing the drive. It'll just be nice to get out of town a little bit. I've been locked in this house a little bit with all the snow we've had, and we'll attempt to get new tires for the car. Cross our fingers, see if we can work it out. We shall see. Vivian, great show. Good laugh. See you tomorrow. Earlier for me. Night, everybody. To you all, Randy. Good night. Linda Luke, Deb Gumet, night all, and be safe. Thank you again, everybody. Again, I'm not sure how you do a thumbs up on a phone. I think there's a way you can do it, but I'm not exactly sure how to tell you to do it. I'm just looking at my own show here, and I don't know how to do it here because this is I've got the chat feature going on here, so I'm not sure how this actually works. It might be the 3 extra buttons over here, but no, that's not it. So I don't know how to tell the you know what to do. You know how. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. You might have to watch a YouTube video to see how you do it on YouTube. I don't know. Brittany, I may or may not be in tomorrow as I could get getting ready for a concert during showtime, even though the concert's not till tomorrow night. Brittany, you do what you got to do. Linda Lou, close the chat. There is a thumbs up handy. Randy, close the chat. There's a thumbs up there. Oh, Eric, don't think you can do thumbs up from the phone? Tom Henry, Randy, hit the X to cancel chat, and you will see the thumbs up, and then re-enter the CH for the chat. Eric, take a photo of your thumb. Linda Lou, the X in the corner. Brittany, close out of the chat, and you should be able to see the thing right away. Randy, for you, Bruce, I will go to my computer and give you a thumbs up. Well, now you give me 2. You give me 1 on there, and you give me 1 on your phone. Cool, Jazz, you can do thumbs up from a phone. Camille, yes, you can do thumbs up from a phone. Click X. So I see right here is an X right there. So you click that, and then you get this. You get the thumbs ups and the thumbs down. And if I hit it, I just gave myself a thumbs up for my own show. How about that? Oh, that is so good. You gotta love that. And then you hit the chat, and you're back in chat. Oh, how about that? Even I can do it. That means anyone can do it. That is fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for telling me how to do that. I learn stuff on YouTube every day. It's unbelievable. Cool, Jess. Hey there, BC. I use my phone every day, says Linda Lou. That's how I watch you. I watch you on my phone all the time. Fantastic, everybody. I'm showing 58 thumbs up. One of those is me, to me. Yeah, I'm going to do one over here on my big ass iPad. Let's see. Here we go. There's one right there. Hit that. See, there it is. I just gave myself a thumbs up on my iPad. See if that goes up to 59. We'll keep an eye on that. Hey, all right. I just figured out I get 2 extra thumbs ups every day. Next time I'm at 98 thumbs ups, I know what to do. I don't need you guys for 100. I can give myself 100. How about that? How about that? Yeah. I'll watch myself on 25 devices. That's what I'll do. Oh, I'll get rich. Unbelievable. What a guy has to do. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. Join me tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern for my next show. And then Monday at 5 for the regular week's shows. We'll start it off next week yet again. Effectively learning things every day on YouTube. That's right, Eric. We all are. It's unbelievable. I have 60 thumbs ups now, two of which are mine. That's fantastic. Are you still standing, Randy? Camille, Bruce, you are all right. Thank you. Tom Henry, nope, not still standing. All right, guys, see you tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon. Thank you for joining me today and for all your comments, thoughts, thumbs ups, and everything else. I really appreciate it. You guys take care. See you at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's hit the button.